Happy New Year! I hope that you guys had a wonderful night last night and you've had a very peaceful start to your week, or well, to your year. Anyway, so I was thinking earlier today, I was thinking about everybody making their plans. I've been running a group with some awesome ladies, making some goals and really figuring out how to not just make wishes like, oh, I'd love to, go to Jamaica this year or whatever, but I am. Oh. Anyway, sorry, that's another video for another day. Anyway, so we've been really digging in and figuring out how to make our goals attainable. What do we need to do each week, each day, each month, each season in order to actually achieve these goals that we're setting? If we want to save a certain amount of money, if we want to go on a vacation with our family, if we want to lose weight, if we want to have a tidy house, whatever it is, what do we need to do? How do we break it down? And then I was thinking about something that I hear from people a lot when I start talking about hard changes and investing in yourself and taking the next step when you want to get into a healthier you or make some hard changes for health and for your fitness, because it isn't easy. And I'm sure you have heard me talk about, I've been doing some mentorship calls with John C. Maxwell. One of the leaders on my team is personally mentored by him. And because of that, he is doing some mentoring calls with the rest of the coaches on her team. Her name is Tracy. And one of the things he talked about in the last call that I listened to was the last call that I was part of. He talked about how everything that is worth doing is an uphill battle. There are no worthwhile downhill strolls. You really have to make the hard step. And so I kind of wanted to talk about what I'm hearing a lot from people lately about all kinds of different things, like, oh, I've just got so much on my plate, I can't possibly add a quiet time. I can't possibly add a time to work out. I can't possibly add any more cooking. Whatever. I have so much on my plate. And I wanted to say, I hear you. But I also wanted to say, we all do. And for me, it helped. I had somebody say to me years ago that instead of thinking about, in this case, it was a particular way of doing a prayer time. Instead of thinking of adding that prayer time to your plate, she talked about making it your plate. So instead of adding my workout to my plate, instead of adding my quiet time for prayer, for gathering my thoughts before my kids up, instead of adding that to my plate, I need to make those things my plate. If I want to go to Mass in the morning, I need to make that my plate, not something I add to my plate. And you're thinking, well, Sarah, how can you have 16 plates? You're really just adding it all to your plate. Some of it is being selective about what I put on my plate, for sure. But some of it is the way that I look at it. My goal, what's really been on my mind and on my heart a lot lately, is peace, and figuring out where peace comes from and what robs me of my peace. And that's what I need to make my plate. The things that bring peace in my life need to be my plate. And for me, those are the things that I do for myself. It's the whole oxygen mask concept. I need to make those things that bring peace in my life and make my life go more smoothly. I need to make that my plate. My workout, what I eat, the planning of those things, my quiet time, those things need to be the plate. And everything else goes on top of that. Because if I don't have those things in order first, it doesn't matter how few things or how many things I have on my plate. None of them stay there. So I want to challenge you to think about your plate. What is your plate? What do you want your plate to be. Be very selective about what you put on your plate, but be very intentional about what your plate is. Are you taking care of yourself? I'm not talking about going out all the time, although that's important too. I'm a homebody, so I'm really bad at going out with my friends. I'm not talking about, selfish time. I am talking about what you need to fulfill your purpose in life. What is your plate? I hope that you're having a great start off to 2016, and I can't wait to see what happens for you in this coming year. Have a great night.